Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. It's bright and early Monday morning and we're going to get this week off to a good start. I kind of know what some of my goals for reading are this week, but I always think that at the beginning of the week and then things go in a way different direction. So let's just see what this week has in store for us. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday morning, 10:41 a.m. Excuse the hair, it was driving me crazy, so I just put it half up, half down because that's as far as it will go. But I did some work in the library today, which I've been doing every day, and I have not let myself go to the 6th floor, which is where all the fun books are, because I know that I have an impulse control problem when it comes to books that are not expensive. For instance, library books, which are free. And then today I had to change my school password because they came up with like new requirements for it. So then when I was working, I also had to like re-log into everything and it was a pain. And so I was like, special treat, go up to the 6th floor, go crazy. The only rule I gave myself was that I couldn't pick up books that were less than 300 pages because I'm really trying to focus on longer books right now. And I thought that a lot of the books that I had here were over 300 pages, but every time I pick up a book and check, it's like less than 300 pages. So that's been problematic for my stats as I try to regroup from Wonderathon. So only books over 300 pages. Here's my library haul. Let's get into it. I have 8 books. 8 books to talk to you about. The first is Mr. Rochester by Sarah Shoemaker, which is like, okay, so Mr. Rochester is a character in Jane Eyre, but we don't get his perspective in the book. So this is like his life story, right? It's like a retelling of Jane Eyre, but just Mr. Rochester. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. And I've been eyeing it for a little while at the library. A lot of these are things that I'd like been eyeing for a while. And so I finally let myself get them, including Bringing Down the Duke, which is, I think, a historical romance that I've been wanting to read. It just looks so fun. And then I picked up Artemis by Andy Weir. In the adult section, they take all the dust jackets off the hardcovers, so they're just like this, which I hate because also then when you pick them up, unless you know about a book, like I know about this book, then you can't find out what it's about by looking at the book. You'd have to like Google it, and that's so much work. Plus the holding experience of these books is so much less pleasant, and they just look grodier. I don't know, but they did have some Andy Weir books, and this is this the only Andy Weir book I haven't read yet? If not, it's one of the only ones that I haven't read. So I decided to give it a shot, especially since I've been reading a lot of sci-fi recently, since I've only been reading big books. There is a bit of a theme. There are several sci-fi books in here. I guess only 3, that's not too bad. I did try to diversify it some because I have been reading a lot of sci-fi, and so I was like, I need books over 300 pages that are not just sci-fi, but I still got some sci-fi. So let's stay on the sci-fi train and keep talking about it. Next I got Beggars in Spain, which is a Hugo and Nebula Award winner. So I was like, that should be good. It seems to be about a world where you can be genetically modified not to need sleep, and I'm interested to see how that turns into a plot of any type, but I'm here for it. And I need a lot of sleep, so I am curious. And then the last of the sci-fi books that I got was Children of Time. I don't know, I've been wanting to read more of this author's work, even though I didn't really like the first book of theirs that I read. This particular book has won awards, so it's like maybe this one. And it says stuff like the smartest evolutionary world building you'll ever read, that it covers big themes like God's, Messiah's, artificial intelligence, alienness, all of things that I really like in my sci-fi. So I was like, might as well throw in a like 594 page book just for the heck of it. It's actually exactly 600 pages. Might as well throw in a 600 page book, was what I was thinking. And then next I picked up The Comfort Zone by Jeremy Sheldon, which I believe is a short story collection. From what it said on the back, this author seems to write really interesting characters that take things to extremes, and I am a sucker for an interesting character. There were more space operas I could have picked up that I've been eyeing for a while, but I was like, minimum. You need to minimize that. And then I picked up The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I haven't actually read a Lucy Foley book yet, so I thought this is the perfect opportunity. And because it's the mass market paperback, it's well over 300 pages. So I am going to count that. Cool. And then finally I picked up Every Day by David Levithan. I love David Levithan's books so much, and yet I have not read like the originals, including this one, which I think is like his most famous book maybe. Last month I read Answers in the Pages, and that's become like my favorite book of the year so far, as I discussed in my mid-year freakout tag. You should go check that out. But I was like, they have it, I should read it. So I'm going to, because it's over 300 pages. Yay. So that's my little library haul. If you don't see me read these books within the next couple of months, hit me over the head, please. It's Tuesday afternoon and I just finished Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie, which I'm giving 3.5 stars. It was incredibly inventive. I am fascinated by like the idea behind it, insofar as that we're following a ship, like the ship is the narrator, but 19 years ago the ship kind of got like broken, and so only one part of it is left, and that part is in this body. It's one of the ship's many ancillaries, so like a ship's mind also has like hundreds of people that it controls, and so this is one person left from this whole ship, and Justice of Turin runs into somebody from the past that they never expected to see again while they're on their way somewhere to do something. And so it was really fascinating to read, and in the moments where I like could wrap my head around it, it was so cool, because when we had flashback scenes, like the main character would say like, I did this, but it would be like two different sets of it doing different things in different places at the same time. The author did a really good job of like not overly explaining that, and yet it made sense. Like when I paid attention, it made sense, and I had an easy enough time paying attention to this story for that to work for me. Because sometimes when things don't make sense and I like can't seem to care about it, that's when I run into problems. But I was really fascinated by how she kept doing this, so I actually found it really interesting. What got confusing is like the overall goal of the book, because it involved a fight between one person, so like one person who had many parts again, but like that person was against themselves, and that got really confusing. And I also didn't truly understand like the position that that individual held in the society that Ann Leckie made here, so it just got really confusing at the end in a way that like wasn't good. But in general, I know what happened, and I did find the main character fascinating. So I do think I'm at least going to give this second book a shot. I'm not going to do that right away because I actually have a different sci-fi sequel that has come in on the library app and is now due in 13 days, and it's huge, so I have to turn my sci-fi attention to that. But I was glad that I gave this a shot. I definitely found it interesting. It wasn't actually too long, so there's that. Mainly character focused, which I like, and again, since the character was interesting, it was even better. That's my review of Ancillary Justice. Hello, it's Wednesday afternoon and I just got back from a run to the Dollar Tree. I didn't get any books, but I'll show you what I did get. The main things that I went there to get are right here: sponges, dish soap, face cream for night face cream. They didn't have the one that I wanted, but this one's fine. And then snacks were also on my list. So the next few items I'm about to show you were technically on my list. These super stackers, I've actually never tried these. I see them every time. I go, they're way cheaper than Pringles. I should try them. I haven't yet, so this is my moment. These Zappo Mesquite barbecue chips are delicious. And then I got potato sticks, 3 original. I hunted for the original flavor in there for like 20 minutes, I swear, but I did find it. And then barbecue flavor. This one I've never had. I hope it's good, but these are delicious and cheaper than the Picnic Sticks brand, so. Then I got some things that were not on my list. SpaghettiOs, socks for sports socks, wipes for my face. Recently, I've been having trouble caring in the evening about washing my face, and so this is not like a good solution. I would rather not use a cleansing cloth to clean my face at night, but using this is better than not washing my face at all, so I got some. I got a little cord for my sunglasses. I got more hangers. I've been desperately needing more hangers for months. I have not thought about buying them for some reason, so I did. And a dish drying mat. This one has little bees on it. It's so cute. That's it. That's my Dollar Tree haul. I also read a book last night. I read Christmas in Camelot by Mary Pope Osborne, the first Merlin Missions book for Magic TreeHouse. All my reading this month has been trying to make up for the short books statistics, but I knew that I'd have to read 4 Magic TreeHouse books and that would not help. So this brought my percentage of small books back up again, but we're working on it. It's going to get not really bad, but it's going to get worse this week before it gets better because I have 3 more Magic TreeHouse books to read before Friday. So there's that. But this one was fun. This is actually the one that the musical is based off of, and I hadn't put that together before for some reason. Probably because like they don't call the musical Christmas in Camelot. It's just Magic TreeHouse the musical. So like I didn't know, but I was reading it and at one point I was like, wait a second. And I remembered a line from the like one song I know from that musical and I was like, did that just? And then I looked at the soundtrack again and I was like, it is. So yeah, that was fun. I think I'm giving it 4 stars. It was just a nice change of pace after the whole original series for Merlin Missions to switch it up a bit. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Hey, it's nighttime now, almost 8 p.m. and I have 2 books to talk to you about. The first is the second Merlin Missions book, Haunted Castle on Hallows Eve, I think it's called. And I'm also giving that 4 stars. We got to see Teddy again. That's it. That's my whole review, is we got to see Teddy, 4 stars. And then just now, and this is why I'm acting weird because my brain is still fully there, I finished Girlfriend on Mars, which is this book, I think it came out just recently. It's about this guy whose girlfriend suddenly announces that she has been selected to be a contestant on this reality television show where they compete to be the first people to go to Mars. So you get both of their perspectives as she goes through the experience on the show. And it was really interesting. The characters were fascinating to me. Like the concept is interesting on its own, but the characters were fascinating. I don't know, it had some of the dread of everyone in this room will someday be dead. Girlfriend on Mars was not as funny as that, but it had the same like vibe. It's hard to explain with the way that it was written, but I really enjoyed it. Like a solid 4 stars, had a good time with it, kept wanting to pick that up instead of other books that I'm in the middle of. And now I'm so tired and like thinky, so I'm gonna say goodnight. Good night. Why, hello there. It is Thursday morning, almost 9 a.m. and last night I read Summer of the Sea Serpent, which is the 3rd Merlin Missions book. I'm also giving this 4 stars. I'm clearly not doing a good job of differentiating between these first few Merlin Missions. I think it's going to take a while for me to like feel the vibe of this particular set of books to see which is better than the others, but this one I liked. It involved selkies and sea serpents, and so I thought it was a fun, good time. It's looking pretty cloudy, so today will probably be a day that I spend largely indoors. I guess that's fine because I have lots of reading that I want to do. Back to it, I guess. Today I did go ahead and listen to a YouTube video of somebody reading Winter of the Ice Wizard, which I'm giving 3.5 stars. Didn't like it as much as the first 3 Merlin Missions, but it's done now and in time for the live show, and I still had a good time with it, so yay. And because I feel like I have plenty of footage for this, I'm going to end this vlog here and actually enjoy a nice weekend reading vlog Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what was the last middle grade book you read, and subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!